So welcome everybody to the very start of the game of HeartGold. This is the very beginning. They give you a little bit of an advantage going in. They give you a couple of almost level 50s here. They just, just to start you out, get you prepared, make sure you know what you're getting into here. I'm just waiting for the stream to catch up on my end. There we go. All right. We get a call from Ralph. He's my favorite character. I just beat a wild quillfish. I told my kid, but he scoffed that he could do the same thing easily. In his defense, he's probably right. Hi, Mom. Did you spend more of my money? Nope, you're just here to tell me Elf's got something for me, alright. Typhlosion, you're my real friend. What do you have to say? Your Pokemon stretched out its body and is relaxing. Aww. He's a good boy. Hi, Elm. What you got? I called because I have something for you. It's an SS ticket. Now you can get your Pokemon in Kanto. Ticket will let you take the fast ship. Oh, that's my favorite name for a ship. The fast ship. Man, they put me on the local instead of the express ship one time. That local ship took forever, man. It was the worst. Literal worst. Alright, so yeah, that gives you obviously access to Kanto and being able to go and do all that. I don't think there's anything. I'm gonna double check here. I didn't realize it had guides for it. It threw me off. I was like looking through this for the walkthrough to make sure there wasn't anything I was missing before going there. And it was like, here's guides for Gold and Silver, here's for Smash Brothers Melee, and I'm like, that's not quite right. So yeah, that's the second round of Elite Four. Kind of cool to see those. Ooh, man, that champion, yikes! Holy moly, that's a rough team. Wow, that's going to be fun to deal with later. I'm just going to make sure there's nothing, like, obvious that I should grab right before I leave. We're going to go straight down to the bottom of this page. So yeah, your mom will inform you wants to talk to you. He'll give you the ticket. Go to Olivine City. Oak will upgrade the Dex. Okay, yeah. It doesn't look like there's anything that, like, needs to be done right beforehand, which you can get back to Jono very easily, but just wanted to make double sure. They said, instead of the one that's clearly by the water here, we'll go with the one that's, like, kind of by the water. Makes sense to me. All right, off we go. We've earned our nice little cruise here. Hi, Oak. I'm glad you were like just chilling out, maybe having some fish and chips and a beer. I don't know what you were doing. But yep, we've got National Mode now. Won't be easy to complete the National Dex. I'm not going to make an attempt. I can promise you that with all my heart. Like, you should be honored that I'm even attempting to do the full one for Johto, which that will be well after this playthrough because, like, since I don't want to erase Icarus's file until, like, we're fully done and we've transferred everything over, that means, like, that third starter line ain't happening. I'm not buying a third copy of the game just for that. The funny thing is, I actually do have a third copy. I do have a second copy of HeartGold, so I technically could transfer it over. Because whenever I initially pulled this out and saw it had the little SpongeBob logo on it that you saw last episode, I was like, oh shoot, they sold me a rigged copy, which is unfortunately all too common. Even though it had, like, high rating and was supposed to be, proven and secured and safe by Amazon. Yeah, sure. I'll believe that when I see it. Anyway. Thud. it did mean that I bought a second copy of it, of HeartGold. So, technically, I could actually do that. Alright, so yeah, we need to go find his granddaughter? Daughter wasn't really paying attention. Point is, there are trainers that want to battle in here. So this guy is the one we're looking for. The still wasn't paying attention. Child that's related to him in some way, shape, form, or fashion. Bruh. Sorry to have kept you waiting. I thought of a new way to play. It's called object arrangement. I'll give you more details. Dude, I'm on a boat. I can't just leave, you jackass. Why didn't you call like 2 minutes ago? Ugh. Fine, we'll deal with that whenever we get off the boat, but right now we've got trainers to fight. This may not be the best place for Typhlosion, depending on what Pokemon we're going to see in here. I saw like a brief little roll through them. It looked like there was a lot of... Well, that's going to be easy. It looked like there was a lot of electric types. I was expecting, unsurprisingly, water, but I was definitely not expecting a Delibird. Bye! You're strong. You chose a Delibird, man. That's on you. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Is Typhlosion the one holding the amulet coin? He is. Okay. We'll leave him there for now. As for who we swap with, I mean, they're all at 49. They somehow all ended up at the same level. Somehow. I don't know how, but they did. I'm not a baby. That's not a nice thing to say. Alright. Small child. Crotch Goblin, if you prefer. Meg and Peg. Or, as they would go by with their full names, Peggy and Megatron. That Phanpy might survive, but yeah, that Teddiurse is gone. Sorry. It wouldn't start gaining its high attack until it evolved. Even then, there's no way it can compete with my favorite normal type that's got high attack. So yeah, there are trainers you can battle in each of these cabins, and I think the dude outside will actually tell you that. I think he will. Yeah. Most of them are trainers, and they'll battle you. You don't have to do, I think, almost any of these battles, but you obviously can, and they're experienced, so you might as well. And I'm decently sure, not completely, but I'm decently sure, like, if you do not battle these guys, you might be locked out from ever being able to battle them. You probably could just take the boat again, to be perfectly honest, and then if you, like, slept, then it would let you leave, rather than having to do the required hunting for that guy's granddaughter, but either way... There's not really a better quote-unquote time. There's no better time. I mean, yeah, there's really not. You might as well do it now. While they're roughly at the same level as you. Let's go with this burn. Oh, that'll save me a turn of using Quick Attack then. Bye! Thud. Couldn't beat Noland. Noland's not Roland. If you talk to this guy, he'll be like, here's your cabin. So, if you do need to heal, it is this last one on the right. A comfy bed. Time to sleep. Implying that the bed in your own house wasn't as comfy. Which, you know what? That's fair. Because I slept on a twin bed up until when I moved out, and I was over 6 feet tall since about grade 9. So, yeah, I know the feeling. It's like upgrading to a queen bed, like, I could probably sleep on a twin bed, like, if I was on vacation and I had to do it for like 2 or 3 days, no big deal. But, like, man, I don't think I could ever go back to, like, being like, I want my actual bed to be a twin bed. Just no way. No way. I am much too tall for a twin bed now. And have been for over 10 years. I'm going to retract that. Over 15 years, really. Just keep firing away, my dude. Sit and flare out. Well, I was actually genuinely going to switch since I just got to level 50 with him, but that works too. Not letting you pull off that flash fire on me. Well, if that's the worst I gotta worry about, I think we'll be okay. The flame's tiny. And by the flame, you mean... You know what? Never mind. I don't want to know. Bye. Do a little bit of swapping around here. I keep doing that, thinking I've started in my bag rather than on my Pokemon slot. There we go. I think we already went into the other ones on the right here, correct? Well, there's nothing in here, so... Much like a David Cook song, it doesn't matter anyway. Right, we need to come back for that guy later. I did this last episode in Versus, which was Thursday, so this is a little bit more fresh in my mind because it's only been a couple days. That said, I will still probably make several mistakes and continue to get it wrong. I think this guy's busy throwing up, right? Yep. Oh, but he's not sick enough to not have a battle, so... Or not so sick that he won't battle us. Oh, and since Mr. Mime is here and he mimics everything the trainer does, he's probably pretending to throw up in the trash can, too. A group heave, one might say. Moving swiftly on to anything that's not Mr. Mime, Magmar. Which was a very cool-looking Pokemon. Then they gave it an evolution that looks creepy as all get out. Like, seriously, what the frick-frack was that? Alright, that's level 50 for Crobat as well. Can't move anymore. Oh, so your body's on the fritz. That makes sense. I'll just keep the black glasses on. The money's not that big of a deal, and I'm not going to go around switching that much for items every single time. If he's got multiple Pokemon where I can, like, swap out for one real quick and just knock it out with the one that's got the amulet coin, I'll just do that. Oh, and of course he's got a fighting type, so this is not going to go super well. Alright, I see how it is. Typically a Sailor with Makuhita, Machop, and then some sort of water type, probably. Switch now. Sailor Jeff. Oh no, it's Jeff! Oh no, it's Jeff indeed. That was back in the very old days of middle school, in which we would just do like stupid home movie stuff, like me and my friends at the time. And one of the ones we did was like somebody named Jeff with like the world's itchiest trigger finger. Where like even with people he knew, they'd like walk up and be like, "Hey, how's it going, Jeff?" And he'd just like turn around and pretend to fire like a gun. It was usually like a Nerf gun or just like literally the finger gun or whatever. And because of that, it would like eventually we just changed it to like people going, "Oh no, it's Jeff." One of those like jokes that's not really that funny, but for some reason, like to kid you, it's hilarious. And now it's just because it's hilarious because of how dumb it is. Of like, what the hell was I doing? What the hell were we doing? Hey bud, you're acting like my scheduler and you're sleeping on the job. Get up. Show some respect. I'll show you respect when you earn it, my dude. Here, we'll just, like, keep quick attacking. Let's see if you can manage to take out Umbreon while I just do nothing but quick attack. Oh, you might actually be able to. Alright, well, we'll just try to stun lock you then. Used submission. Excuse you? I'm calling the police. Calling the boat police, since the actual police are probably not here. Man, get lost, you turkey. I know he's got more Pokemon than just the one, though. Nah, we'll stick with this. Yeah, we'll just keep going with what we got. If it ain't broke, right? Good job, Stanley. Remember that time for like a hot minute that the Stanley Parable was like all that everybody was playing, both on stream and on YouTube? Good times. Good times. Please don't tell the captain. Dude, he already knows. Your coworker already knows. He's probably already told the captain. And I, for one, will not stop him. Like, even when I got called in on 4 hours of sleep, I still didn't fall asleep on the job. The one upside to having that particular scheduler, though, is we obviously have people that come in and check on each district to make sure that, you know, the kids that are coming from troubled lives aren't being abused further. And I know the person that does our checks very well. Like, sure, we'll battle. Like, she only needs to be there for a couple minutes and, like, check some small things. But, like, we'll chat for the longest time. She's super chill. I've known her for forever. I knew the person before her. But the last time that she was there when I was on, because they usually do the check once a month, she's like, "Hey, can I ask you, like, something, like, just related to your company? You don't have to answer this." I was like, you know what? Fire away, because I'm at the point of, like, yeah, by all means, you know. I would rather tell the truth than tell a lie and have it come back to bite me. We'll just do that. There we go. And she was like, "Well, I've been going to each of the stations, and your scheduling question always works at this station, right?" "Yeah, it usually does. Sure." Last resort. "No, I already said no Papa Roach. We're good. Thanks." But she had told me, you know, I knock on the door, wait for y'all to get there. I know it'll take, you know, some time. You might be, like, in the back doing laundry, whatever the case might be. Which is true. But she said the last couple times where she sits, she can see her through the glass panes on the door. She can see, like, her feet propped up. Can't see her face or her body, but you can see her feet there. and has to wait for like several minutes before she'll answer the door, to where she'll have to knock multiple times and kind of loudly, which she doesn't like to do because, you know, it's the middle of the night, you try not to wake anybody up, which is fair. So I was like, yeah, you know, that checks. She's like, so what I'm asking, I guess, is, do you think that she's falling asleep on the job? And I gave her an honest answer. The short answer is yes, I do think she is. And I'm not just saying that because I dislike her. I do have reasons for saying that, which we'll get into. But apparently the last time that was the case, whenever she told me that, which I think was, let's see, it's currently August. I don't think it was, it might have been July. It was July or June, one of the two. But either way, she said that she actually had to call our boss's boss and be like, hey, I can't get a hold of the person that's in here. I can see them, but I can't get a hold of them. And each time that she's gotten to the door and taken forever, she's given like really lame excuses of like, oh, my feet are sore and I have to put on special shoes and stuff like that, which I don't think is true. Because like, of all the excuses you could make, that's pretty weak. You could have just been like, sorry, my laptop was in my lap and I was answering something for my boss. Like, you could have put a million things in there that were better than that. But I straight up said, like, yeah, I think she is, because more often than not, whenever she... We'll go here. Because more often than not, whenever she's on shift, and I'm also on shift, she'll send a message like, hey, how's everything going at your station? And I will answer back very quick. We're talking like under 2 minutes. And not only will she not respond to the message I gave her, it will even show on Teams that she did not read the message. Which probably means she sent that message, set a timer, potentially not, and probably fell asleep. She also works 4 different jobs, which tells me that either A, she is terrible at managing her money, which I think is the one of the two, or 2, she doesn't have a lot of money, but considering that she told me recently she moved from a house with just her and her spouse that went from being a 5-bedroom, 2-bathroom to a 6-bedroom, 3-bathroom, and they're the only ones that live there, I don't think money in terms of the amount is the problem here. So she's probably working too many jobs, she is spread too thin, she is trying to do too many things, and she is falling asleep as a result of that, and trying to get away with it. But it worked out, because she's like, that's good to know, because like I'm right on the edge of pulling the trigger against her specifically, and like having something get filed against her, which I'm like, go for it, I don't care. Like, you have my vote of confidence, I will not stop you. So now with that particular... Oh, lots of fun, that's nice. Now with that particular overnight check, she's like, I've got her personal number now. She's like, yeah, if anything comes up that you believe that she is not doing her job, like, give me a call, and that's going to be it, straight up. That'll be it. Like, there will be a report filed against her. They'll have to go into, like, deep interrogation, investigation stuff. Like, it will not be good for her. Which, sure, you could call that blackmail, but consider the fact that if she was just doing her job, she wouldn't have gotten put in that position in the first place. Just a thought. Plus, I wouldn't really consider it blackmail of like, hey, you need to do your job. Like, this isn't, I want something from you. Well, it is. I do want her to do her job, so, you know. We call it bare minimum. Pretty much that's the only real rule you have for overnight shift, is just don't fall asleep on the job. Like, this is actual textbook definition of you had one job. Oh hey, that guy that was throwing up is gone now. I think we're actually good to leave, and I just wasn't paying attention because I was busy telling that story. Yep, we're good. We are officially here. Also, if the game starts lagging slightly, I think that was just part of Vermilion City. But that was also on my emulator, so I probably won't do that as badly here. Yeah, it doesn't appear to be doing that. That was probably just an emulator thing then. Looks like we're all good. I almost read that as cola berries, and I'm like, oh, so these are the fruit snacks that are cola flavored. I always love how they're cold. They have to be cola flavored because they can't be Coca-Cola because that would be a brand. But usually when you think cola, it's probably Coca-Cola. The Bobbery Berry. I don't think I've ever seen those before. Alright. We have picked up everything under the sun in there. This is the fan club. I think you can get something from talking to the main dude in here. Yeah, this guy. I did. I visited just to hear about your precious Rapidash. The rare can... Alright, well, we'll take it. I thought it was something else, but we'll take it. I prefer making my Pokemon stronger by bat. I mean, yeah, if I use a rare candy, it's either like, A, I'm just getting this for the Pokedex and I only need one more level, or B, like, they're at level 98, 99, whatever, and, like, I just don't want to have to do that very last push to get to 100, so here. Otherwise, I don't really use them that often either. I don't really need to heal here, but I always make it a habit to go through the doors of the center just to make absolutely sure that it will register. And now we can go back to the Safari Zone and do what we need to do there. So it is worth noting, if you do want to fly back, this is really weird and I don't know why they designed it this way. You'll notice that you can't fly back to Johto, but you can fly back to this middle area with Victory Road and the Indigo Plateau. If you fly to the Indigo Plateau, then you can fly to Johto, so you have to make two separate... You have to make your connecting flight, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, you can totally do this, and then once you fly again... Like, you'll notice I can go back to Vermilion now, but all of these other areas are ones I can access as well. A bit weird, but, like, it could be worse. You could have to take the ship every single time, so... Could be worse. Alright. I had an epiphany, a new attraction. I've decided to call it Object Arrangement. You can place objects on the field as you play at the Safari Zone. The types of Pokemon you see will change depending on the type of objects. Sure, explain away. Except on stairs and grass where Pokemon appear, yep. There are many different types. One with grass, trees, boulders, water, other types. Okay, so he's already added them. No, I'm good. I'm good. We're good. Everything's good. Okay, so I need to pull up that list because, like I said, two of the ones that I want to use are in the Safari Zone, and I might have the potential to get either / both of them now. So I need to make sure I know what area I'm going to, and then also which, Okay, so I'm just going to put these in the bottom ones. The plains. Did it not? No, I want to switch. Plains. Yes. The other one I want to switch is... to wetland. Or wetland, however you want to pronounce it. So plains and wetland are the two. How do I place the objects? Do I need to actually be in the thing? Arranging objects? All I have to do is make sure the spot in front of you is clear. If it's empty, you can select an object. Some objects are large. Would you like to know anything else? Okay, so it's just as I walk around the Safari Zone. Gotcha. Okay. Let me go back up to where I wanted to be, which is going to be near the top of this. Okay. I will have all of the fun. I'll also save my game. The good news is, because this says like you have to wait out after X amount of days, both of the ones I'm looking for, I don't need to wait any days. So hopefully it will just like let me immediately place the objects and just get them both. That would be the best thing. I don't know if that will happen, but my god, would it be nice. Highlight this section and then I'll scroll back down to it. Alright, right there. Yeah, it definitely ain't no dire hit, that's for sure. How do you place these objects and where are they? Option. I doubt it's under options. Yeah, this isn't anything different. Just by pressing A? That's it? Oh, okay. Well, that works. What do we got? Your statue. That's my favorite object. We do not have a lot of options here, and that's unfortunate because I'm going to be needing specific ones. I'm looking for small, big, and mossy rock, which are none of these. That's perfect. The other one is water objects, which I do have one of those at the very least. So yeah, water hole and puddle both count. Long fence. Alright. Well, we can get one of them, I think. If I'm doing this right. I did not mean to do that, but I did it, and so now we're here. Hi, Spiro. I have not caught one of you, but I'm also kind of wanting to save what I've got right now just in case things go awry. So yes, we will place an object. How many of these do I need? 8? Yeah, 18. Definitely read that as a 3 for a minute there. This definitely feels like I am doing this wrong, but I truthfully don't know if I'm doing it wrong or not. That tree definitely just moved, but it's fine. I'm like 90% sure I saw that tree move. I am also looking at the size of the objects while placing these puddles. For the record, the water hole is the exact same amount. It's still a 2x2 grid, so in case you were like, why are you not using that one? Is it bigger? No, they're the same size. is treated as a placement placed on? Oh, that's just what it's placed on. Gotcha. I'm assuming that's how that works, right? I'm gonna double check, just make absolutely sure I'm not doing this wrong. Yeah, okay, I'm doing this correctly. Just gotta make sure. Gotta make sure. The things I do for my favorite Pokemon of all time, I swear. If anybody was looking for, like, seeing how good I am at customizing an area and making it look nice and pretty, I would suggest you look elsewhere, because this ain't it, Chief. This is gonna look really ugly. Oh, no open spaces. I was like, what do you mean there's not enough, like... There we go. See, I'm more worried of, like, if I need 18 space, am I going to have enough space here? Like, I'm kind of wondering now. But we do have the fountain, and you can place that in the water. In fact, you have to place it in the water rather than the puddles and other thing that I was using here. So I could toss them there if need be. I still want there to be space for me to move, so... Gee, I wonder if the Pokemon I'm trying to get to appear might be a water Pokemon based on all the puddles and fountains. Or water holes, rather. There are 12 left to place. So if there's 12 left to place and I started with 30, and provided I'm not being stupid, then, Oh, this is after a substantial amount of time. Hold on, did I just, like, misread it earlier? Because I could have sworn it said... Oh, that's just for the other one. There are other spots to find this, though, so I might end up waiting on this. It's nice that I got it set up, but this actually looks like I didn't do it wrong, but, like, a lot of these are like, oh, how many in-game days? And so a lot of them, like, say after 0, after 0. The one for this that is only obtainable, at least in the Safari Zone, by doing this, you have to wait 40 days. I'm not doing that. I'm not waiting 40 days. That's over a month. That ain't happening. We'll find it in a different route, because it can be found in other ruins, well, it can be found in the ruins of Alph. Let's see. Go back here. Make sure I'm reading this correctly. Oh, you do have to have... that's a pain. You can get it, but you need Sinnoh Sound on. How does Sinnoh Sound work? Interesting. Okay. To get a Sinnoh Pokemon, because this is a Gen 4 one I'm looking for, all you have to do is turn on the Pokegear radio onto the Pokemon March station on a Thursday. On Thursdays, the Pokemon March channel is the Sinnoh Sound Show. If you have this playing while going through the areas and wild Pokemon, maybe a Pokemon whom is originally from Sinnoh. There's one problem with this method, however, you have to switch the radio back to the station after each battle, so that may be some back... Wow, that's a pain in the butt, but okay. The good news about that is usually when we do our Versus streams, they are on Thursdays, so that shouldn't be too much of a problem for the Versus part of things. For doing these, I might end up, well, probably not off screen. It's probably like something I would show on screen, maybe? I don't know. Since I'm already here, though, and it might appear now, and maybe the info I got was wrong. I would love for it to be wrong. I don't think it will be wrong, but it would be nice. I did not mean to catch that Sentret, but I'm sure since I did not mean to catch it, it will probably get in one catch. Oh good, it didn't. Yes, please flee. I did not mean to catch you, or even attempt to catch you. See what all's in here. Oh, Farfetch'd, sure. Like, if I'm already here, I might as well, like, catch anything that I can possibly get. Watching carefully. Well, keep your eye on the ball, Farfetch'd. Keep your eye on the ball. So looking at that Pokemon radio real quick. If you're going with Hoenn, it needs to be on a Wednesday. Interesting that the first thing on here for Sinnoh Sound Pokemon is not a Sinnoh Pokemon. That is definitely Hoenn, but okay. Farfetch'd still hasn't left, huh? Man, that is going to be a headache to try to get. Let's see about the other one. I don't know if you can get this one with... Yeah, no, this one's just Safari Zone. The good news is on that one, all I have to do is just wait for... wait for the dude to give me the items. That one definitely said 0 days, and therefore I wouldn't have to wait at any time. I just need him to give me the item necessary. And I only need the one, so... why would they... I mean, I get kind of why they would make it so hard, but why do they have to make it so hard to get that at the same time, you know? Like... if you're going to give me the option to collect extra gens of Pokemon after you beat the main game, maybe don't make it, like, insanely hard to do. Or more importantly, maybe just don't use a feature that requires, like, you have to be on this day in particular. That's probably the better option. But also, personally, I've never been a fan of the whole, like, oh, you have to do it this particular day, you know? The double EXP weekend. Aw, yeah. So yeah, we'll wait for more objects from that guy, and we will come back on Thursday for the other one, I guess. Back to that guide for the Safari Zone here. See if I can find where that was. So it's after another 3 hours of gameplay. Got it. But the good news is the cycle only repeats. He adds 6, right? So let's see. 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 18. So there's 24. So if he's giving me 6, so there's 4. Well, it says this will repeat 2 more times. I think it's because it's saying, like, you only get 6, and then after 3 hours he'll give you another 6, and then that repeats 2 more times. It will happen 4 times total, I think is what they're saying here. But that also means that, like, I have better odds the second time around because he didn't give me anything that was peak. So obviously I've got a better shot at that happening this next time. With a... So it'll be 3 out of... Let's see, there was 30... Or no, there's 24. I've got 6, so that's... Hold on, that doesn't sound right. I have 6 or 8. I counted those out a second ago. Point is, I'll have better odds at getting at least one of these small, big, or mossy rocks. Oh, a Ditto. I've already got one, thanks. But if I did need a high-level Ditto, that would be a good place to find it. Favorite Pokemon meme? That is a good question. I'd probably actually just very quickly check my like silly images and videos and see if I can find anything. Nope, I don't need a Sentret, thanks. Which, granted, some of these may not be memes, they're just, like, funny jokes. But once I find a good one here, I'll show it. Yeah, this is a pretty good one. Really quickly, let me switch windows here. If I can find what window I'm looking for. There we go. This is a pretty good one. Mostly just the expression on Arcanine's face of very, very done. Because it heckin' windy. That's a pretty good one. Ah, so you did run away. I wasn't paying attention, but I guess I got another opportunity with this guy. Also probably doubly funny, because I live in an area where it can get extremely windy extremely easily. This area does not have a lot of trees or mountains or anything. It's extremely flat. And so there's nothing to stop any sort of weather from just rolling in. So, like, getting days with, like, 30, 40, 50, sometimes 60 miles an hour is extremely common. Like, once a week, probably. It feels weird when you walk outside and the wind is not blowing at all. Like, you walk out and go, something is wrong. Like, something does not feel correct here. And it's because there's no wind blowing. And also because this Farfetch'd is not being caught. Yep, away he goes. I might try to duck into another area here and see what else I can find. And if I run out of steps, that's also kind of fine at this point, since there's not much I can do until I get those peak items. I'd say I wonder what would happen if I had, like, known when he was going to call. I could have just, like, reset and potentially gotten different items, but I'm not going to go through the ship thing again and risk it. It's not worth it. It's Krabby. I've already got one. Go away. I'm looking for new ones here. Or at least stuff that's kind of harder to find. I'll give it one more shot here, and if I don't see anything new, then maybe I'll move to a different area. I mean, that's fine, but, like, I want to try to catch starting things and just evolve them that way. So, I'll pass on that, too. So, it's over here. Well, this is where we started. So this is just going to be like Geodude. Nidoran, not only do I already have that, it's already in my party right now. Maybe this far-fetched over here will be a little bit nicer. It is worth noting, I know at least in Ruby, Sapphire, Emerald this trick worked, and I'm going to wait for this to be out of the battle because it has nothing to do with trying to catch the Pokemon in question. Is that you would not use up your steps if you just did this. Like just going up, down, left, right, up, down, left, right. But it could still trigger encounters. So you could not use up any of your steps and just keep going through the same thing of grass. So basically, steps just became completely irrelevant at that point if you were just going to catch Pokemon. All you had to do was make it to the area you needed to make it to and get under the grass. And at that point, you were good. But either I got unlucky right there or that's something that they removed in Gen 4. Not sure, but something worth noting. If you hear screaming outside, I'm pretty sure there are kids in the pool. We're almost there. We're almost there. Nearly there. School starts next week. We're nearly there. Which is actually kind of interesting because most of the kids I know are actually pretty excited to go back to school. There's a couple that are kind of like eh on it, but even the ones that are like eh are like eh, but at least I get to see all my friends, so like not a total loss. Which I feel is about where most people, whenever I was going through school, were. They were like, well, eh, but still get to see friends and hang out with them and see how they're doing, so. In my case, it was like, you know what, at least I'm, like, learning, because if I'm at home, I'm just going to get put to work doing busy work during the summer, and I'm not here for that. Like, summer is my time off, not to go mow the lawn every single day in 100-degree heat when it doesn't need to be mowed. No, thank you. One upside is I'm kind of in that, I'm like at the tail end of that part of the generation where like riding your bikes just around the city was like still a thing you could do without having to, I mean you still had to worry about stranger danger, but it, you know, all this is also prior to like, or right when iPhones, smartphones start becoming a thing. But like it wouldn't be weird to be like, hey mom, I'm gonna go bike over to a friend's house, like, I'll be back at dinner time. Like, if something comes up, you know, I'll call you from their house phone and you'll know, but that's about it. But now you've got YouTube and iPad kids and all that, so you can just stick a screen in front of them like we're doing right now. Ironic how that works, isn't it? I do miss LAN parties, though. They're so much fun. Couch co-op is just not... I was going to say it's not a... It's used to be. It doesn't hardly exist anymore, but we all know the reason for that. It's because why would we have you do couch co-op where you could have one TV, one system, and 4 controllers when we could make you buy 4 TVs, 4 controllers, and 4 systems. I was really hoping they wouldn't be smart enough to realize that, but unfortunately they were. So now everybody's got to have a copy of the game, everybody's got to have a TV or computer to play it on. And there's no need to go do all of it in person. Which did help for COVID, at least. Like, when everybody was stuck in lockdown, there was at least that. I got into VR a little bit before COVID started, but there was, like, a huge VR influx whenever COVID hit. Because, like, that was one of the few ways, like, to some degree, that you could see your friends and family. It's only an avatar, but, like, you can see them move around. You can see their mouth move when they talk, as opposed to just hearing their voice. So that was as close as a lot of people could get for a long time. I feel like I've run out of steps and should have been kicked out of the Safari Zone like 7 or 8 battles ago. Yeah, I think I'm not gonna let them kick me out. I'm kicking myself out. That's what we're doing now. This is taking too long. We caught a Farfetch'd and I think a Spearow and one other thing, but you know what, it's not that big a deal. Did you have fun? I had something. No, I don't need to know anything. I need you to give me more blocks, but you will not do that for a hot minute. So we continue on. We continue on elsewhere. Away we go. I'm really hoping he'll get... Like, all I need is one of those peak objects. I don't need all 3. I just need whatever one he wants to give me. That's all it'll take. And at that point, I'll swap out Ho-Oh, almost assuredly. Because I will probably need to keep the HM users. Even though it will pain me to do it, I could swap out one of my HM users for the 5th one that I want to use, and just teach it a bunch of water moves, like Whirlpool, Surf, and whatever the other one was. Waterfall, there we go. Alright, so now the Gems of Kanto. I mean, I hate to say it, but in here, Crobat's not going to do too great, so... This is going to be an Umbreon and Typhlosion show. I'll probably be keeping Typhlosion in the front just in case they try to throw out Magnemite, in which case, of course, it will be incinerated, but we'll likely be seeing Electrode a bit as well. Yep, good old Umbrosion. Wow, he actually outsped it. I was going to say, how long do we think it'll be before somebody inevitably gets to go ahead of Typhlosion and just immediately Thunder Waves? That's one of the reasons I didn't put Umbreon out first. Because, like, sure, it might have paralyzed them back, potentially, depending on what Pokemon it was, but I'm not ready to just sit there seeing Umbreon is paralyzed, they can't move for, like, 10 turns. But luckily, we defeated Horton. He can go hear a Who elsewhere. And instead, we'll take on whoever this is. Guitarist Vincent. Nice hair. Like it. It's weird to, like, be fighting Lieutenant Surge first. Like, not just because they're out of order, but, like, he's one of the ones that usually gives me a little bit more trouble of the Kanto gym leaders. But, of course, now he's, like, the first one, and, like, you know, you've... Inevitably, by this point, I would hope you had something to deal with electric types, given that you basically beat a whole game already. Surely you didn't, like, flood your team with nothing but flying and water and everything else that electric is good against. There's the Magnemite. Also, I won't feel too bad about, like, Typhlosion getting all the experience here because I know the Psychic Gym is coming up very, very soon, and the other two are going to excel in there quite a bit, so it's not too big a deal. Not if I can help it. Well, good news, my friend. I don't think you will be able to help it. One of them there Pika Pikas. And down it goes. I figured it was, since it was only 5 levels lower, it would have been able to outspeed me, but I guess not. Electrike. Good memories of this Gen 3 Pokemon paralyzing everything on that one route that you had to go underneath the cycling road for. Not even because you were dumb enough to physically attack it, just because it got to go first, and that was the first thing it did, was paralyze you with Thunder Wave. And lastly, our more non-traditional electric type, and the fact that it is a bit slower. But it is still loved. Ampharos is one of my favorite electric types. I've used one before in Colosseum, and I like them quite a bit. Alright, let's leave Heal and take on Surge. How are you? I'm in another region, which I don't know, that might be the equivalent of another country for Pokemon, not sure. At the very least, in terms of the US, it would definitely be a different state. Oh boy, I wonder what she got me. I hope it's more berries. Yes! Excellent. He said not sarcastically at all. Oops. I swear I just do not remember my way around. I don't know why it's this town specifically. For whatever reason, I get lost in this town. Every other one, like, no, not too bad. But this one, for some reason, it just does not stick. I think one of my friends woke up, sent me a message, and then went back to bed. Which is more funny because he's in the UK, so it's 9:15, so I think he literally stayed up all night and slept all day. Which is very, very commonplace for him, so that would not shock me in the least if that's what happened. He also might just be in VR because he spends an insane amount of time on VR. Like, I've put a couple hundred hours into VR. He's put several thousand hours into VR. Words cannot describe how much I hate this luck-based puzzle. It's like, at least put it on one of the corners so I've got better odds to get it, because now it's like 1 in 4. Like, could I just literally do this and just eventually it would pop up? Otherwise, like, going to the center would be the worst part if I could just get it to reset, because at least this would narrow it down to 1 and 3 and 1 and 2. Check the center ones, but I was gonna say I don't think it does that, but theoretically, since I checked the perimeter, this should be the correct one, but nope, it's not. Which makes me wonder that, like, if I just did this, if I just sat here mashing the button, would it eventually be like, hey, there's a switch in here? I'm gonna give it 10 more presses starting now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Alright. It was worth a try. Dude, these freaking switches are so annoying. Like, I didn't say anything about it because I didn't want Icarus to know that, like, hey, you still have, like, half a game to beat. But the fact that I got it so freaking quickly in their other one, like, I got it almost immediately. I was like, whoa, that was super fast. There we go. Yo, jackass, what's with the freaking switches? Saw you dicking around in the trash in there. Alright, let's take on Guile from Street Fighter here. Of course, the top of his head's not quite flat enough, so... Seriously? He couldn't even outspeed me at the same level with a Raichu? That's a little sad. Well... Raichu, more like Baichu. Maybe his Electrode will have a little better luck. Watch it just self-destruct immediately. Sir, we do not approve of the double team spam. We don't do that. Have more respect for both me and for yourself. Just don't do it. This guy is, like, off to a rocketing start here. He has done basically nothing. Other than prove to me that I should not be even a tiny bit impressed with him. Given that basically all he has done is used a full restore and spammed double team. Hey, you did it! You remembered you were supposed to attack me. Well done. We're proud of you. Yeah, see, now he's gotten to the problem points where he's going to have all the steel types left over to get incinerated as well. Probably should have used your pure electrics a little bit more effectively, huh, bud? Oh, he only had the one. He also had an Electabuzz. Alright, well, that works. It's just beginning. Man, if it's just beginning, I can't wait to see all the double teams this Electabuzz is going to do. I'm going to intentionally try to hit this a little bit soft. I mean, that's not what I had in mind, but... He actually did not heal. There it is. Wee. If that had critical hit it and just killed him, that would have been the funniest thing ever. Just knock him down all the way to literally 1 health, paralyze him, and then just, nope, done. this for pure comedy now. It was worth the paralysis. It was worth it. The electric gym leader got defeated by a flying type. I mean, let's be real, Typhlosion did pretty much everything there. And he also didn't do much, but still, it was funny. That's true. Shockwave is pretty good. I mean, it's one of those can't-miss moves. I'm aware it technically can if you, like, you know, use dive or dig or something like that, but as a whole, it's better than calling it the anti-double team moves, even though that's what we know they are. Which is ironic that the guy spamming double team gave me a move to counter spamming double team. I think he only had the one. Yep. This is always the interesting part with the Kanto ones, because it's like, there's nothing stopping you, I guess, with the exception of Rock Climb for HMs. So you can surf, you can fly, you can cut, you can Rock Smash. Any of that stuff you need to get to the next town, you can just do. You don't need any of the badges in terms of being able to use those abilities. You don't need the, there's no, like, additional huge story beats by comparison to just playing the game normally. Silverwind. Probably should switch now out of Typhlosion since it's a couple levels ahead. Well, we can take out Cherubi real quick, though. Do you know why I'm on a picnic? Because I want this Cherubi to get incinerated to complete and utter, like, just not even well done. We're talking congratulations here. Like, that thing is gone. Oh, it's already using the charcoal. I thought it had the amulet coin. Who does have the amulet coin? You have the amulet coin. Alright, well, we'll switch you in then. I was going to say, I thought we got double money from Lieutenant Surge, but I switched into Crobat to knock out his Electabuzz, so that would probably be why. Blustle and Minun together at last. Alright, well. As is tradition, I do like blue more than red, so we're going to have to... The color, by the way, not the game. I like both pretty equally. But when in doubt, always go with team colors. So you always gotta pick team colors. I mean, my team color is technically purple, so it's technically a mix of these, but if we're going with the primaries plus green, then it would be blue. It would be blue, then red, then green, then yellow. Good old Gen 3, huh? Alright. But yeah, like, you're not getting interrupted by your rival and stuff like that in routes. These just go way faster. You just, like, go in, beat the trainers, and just move on. Because you probably bought a lot of items for healing and whatnot for the Elite Four, unless you had to restock those, but even if you did, no big deal. Like, the only reason you would stop is to see what Pokemon were on the route, but I'm not worried about that, really. Road's closed, that's fine. There used to be like a berry section here, but I'm sure there's probably something hidden there. like there is in the original game, but I'm not going to worry about it too much. And we're here into Saffron. You don't really need to heal. I'm just going to back in, back out, and then once I need to actually take on the gym leader, then I will go and heal again. The only thing we really need to do is just grab this real quick. I did indeed. I did want Psychic. It is nice and strong. I don't think there's anything else I really need. I know for a fact, because again, I did this last play session a couple days ago, you can get into the tower, but you can't use the elevator, and there is no staircase for some reason, so better hope there's not a fire or an earthquake. So there's nothing they can do there. The copycat girl doesn't really do anything right now, so there's no reason to go in there. That's just the link setup thing. No reason to go in there. The dojo, the sensei guy, is out, and he's not there, so it's basically just the gym for right now. So I'm just going to kind of run across the opposite ones here, knowing that that will be incorrect, but it will get to meet all the trainers, so that's the important thing. Well, maybe I should have kept Typhlosion out for this one in particular. I think that's just going to be normal damage. Yep. You swapped abilities. I ain't even going to lie to you, man. I don't know what Crobat's ability is. And you swapped it back anyway, so no big deal. Well, not sure what your strategy was, but I'm glad you had fun. Wants to learn Air Slash. Let's take a look. Make the target flank. See, this is the thing. I hate dropping accuracy, but like that is stronger. It's not a lot of an accuracy drop and the flinch chance, you know? So, I'm going to do it. I don't think Air Slash is going to come in much handy here, but it might later. This is going to be a do lots of bite gym. Alright, I get the picture. If we're gonna start doing that, we'll just, perfect. No more of your shenanigans. And we get rid of that. I'm assuming it gets its ability, but well, obviously at the end of the fight it does, but I'm assuming it gets it back if you, like, called it back and then threw it back out. But it might as soon as, like, whoever skill swapped just lost that Pokemon. But I think it's probably for the rest of the battle, I would assume. It's Kadabra. Unfortunately, like I said, paper-thin defense and also weak to dark. So I don't think it's going to survive this. Nope, sure isn't. Grafrig probably has a better chance at surviving it, I'll give you that. And not just because it's higher level, it's just going to have a better defensive stat. But if it's a critical hit, it may not matter. Bye! It was a valiant attempt, but unfortunately, that's all it was. Fighting Dojo was once this city's gym. Was it? I don't think it was. I'm pretty sure it was just a dojo in which you could get Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. Maybe it was, and I just don't remember. They might also be referring to, like, original Red-Blue, not Fire Red, Leaf Green. Yeah, by all means, raise the defense. Unfortunately, when you lose like 90% of your health in one hit, slightly raising your defense probably is not going to help if you get hit by the exact same move again. Send out eggs. Let's fry them up. More eggs. Excellent. Excellent, one might say. Can safely say that's one Pokemon I have never used, is Execute/Executor. Not the Alolan version, not the original version. Never used it. You can see into my spirit. Do tell, what can you see? Can you see a Crobat, perhaps? Alright, fine. Disable the bite. See if I care. We'll just send out a different move against you. Oh, don't start with that. I'd rather you just knock out Crobat so I can send out Umbreon and then just knock you out with Umbreon. Or Air Slash can do that flinch chance and that would also end this fight. Or you could use Yawn and then the fight just ends prematurely. Or maybe she has another one, but I can always just swap out and then it won't matter anyway. Nope, that's it. Bye-bye. I think we've tackled all of the trainers. These are all empty, so I'm going to assume probably so. This looks like we've tackled all the trainers. Very quickly, I am going to... Pull up this again. Because I don't need to sit here going through this insane amount. Alright, so we're right next to the gym leader. I need to go here. I'm trying to get out for the record. Here, and then down from here. I know I'm going to regret asking, but why are some of these highlighted in red? Is there any particular reason? Maybe not. I don't know. It's not important. Let's get out of here. Hello, Mother. Goodbye, Mother. While I'm thinking about it, since this is a decently big town, there we go. I know it happened in the actual verses, but it hasn't happened here, probably because I've been using it less. But if you are on the bike for long enough, eventually the cycle owner shop, or the bike shop owner, will call you and be like, hey, a lot of people have been getting bikes because they've been seeing you bike around, so we decided that in order to reward you, we're just going to give you the bike. Which is a case of, well, I assumed you did that already. But thanks, I guess? Question mark? Oh well. Nope, one more. Right here. There we go. Which really I probably could have waited to go grab this, because likely once I beat the gym leader, I'm probably going to get another call saying, hey, guess what? Alright, let's do this. So we need to get to O. Looking at this list. Alright, so that took us to A, so we're going to go to H, which is up and to the left. Then we'll go to N, which is down and to the left. N will take us here, which means that we'll go down. And this should take us to the gym leader. Bingo! Alright. Let's see what you've got. I still find it a bit weird that she's only got a team of 3 here by comparison to Surge, who presumably you fought before this. I don't know why you would fight her and then come back to him, but you could, I guess. Unless, like, somebody in the road stops you, I don't know. No, I'm good. We'll just keep doing what we're doing. If I need to switch to a different dark type, I can do that. I know Crobat's not dark, but if I need more dark moves, no. Espeon's worth at least 2 Pokemon. Yeah, but Mr. Mime's like worth half, so you know what? I think it evens out. Seriously, you're gonna waste your full restore on Mr. Mime of all things. Yeah, by all means, throw up all of those that you want. Just full restore. I'll just be here. The sad thing is, even if it does try to attack, it's probably going to get flinched and then not be able to do anything. Oh no, it actually did get to go. Wow. It only took, what, 5 turns for you to be able to actually get to use an attacking move. That's very exciting for you, I'm sure. What a dumbass. Alright. If that reflect wears off, then she's about to be in some very deep trouble. Oh, it did stay. Alright, well, she's in with a shot. That was with... Wow, that's really bad. That's really bad. Like, yeah, sure, you took out Crobat, but now I'm just going to send out Umbreon, which means the Psychic's not going to work anymore. There goes Light Screen. Obviously, now you're going to be hit with either Bite or Feint Attack and take same type attack bonus from it. And the super effective damage. You've used up both of your healing items. I can't miss because this is Feint Attack. Like, I don't know what else you were planning to do here, bud. But to be fair, I guess she did say she didn't like battling all that much, so maybe she just doesn't care. But there we go, another badge. Like, you just pick these up so much faster than you do the ones in Johto. It contains Skill Swap. I can't wait to never use it. How exciting. Alright, are we getting it? Are we getting the call from Mom? Hey! You did. You found the most useful item. The poor guy that's having to, like, sit there and wait for me every time that she calls with a new item. Like, this man has not slept since 1735. Thanks, bud. Your work is underappreciated by all, including me. The only downside of riding the bike is that I don't have my Pokemon out walking with me here, which I do prefer. Alright, let's take a quick look here. Yep, I think it is high time we put Umbreon in the front. Switch around some items here. And I think that will be, I'd say a stream. Technically it was 3, but since we've been going for almost 12 hours here, not quite that much, but pretty close, I think that will do it for the day. So, thank you all for watching. I'm now at least pretty close to caught up with where I was in my other file. If I'm lucky enough to have some time that I'm not completely exhausted by work, then we might be able to do a little bit more on this game before we continue more verses next week. I would like to be able to do some potentially tomorrow, potentially day after. It'll kind of depend. I don't know. We'll see. Look at those double-digit badges. Almost 80 Pokedex, too. But yeah, I will do a bit more off-screen. It will mostly be Pokedex. If the guy shows up with more items, that would be nice, at least in the sense of me not having to wait even longer for those. But if I am looking to, or if I am able to get that Pokemon in question, I will probably do that on screen and not catch it immediately. But I will probably work on the Pokedex at least a little bit now that I've got more options available for stronger wild encounters, so it will be easier to do that faster. But yeah, keep posted on if you're followed here, or on my Discord, or Facebook, or X/Twitter. All those links are down below, so you can, of course, keep track when I go live, anywhere, anytime. Until then, I will see you next time for either more of this or more of the actual verses, which will be on Thursday. Those are pretty consistently on Thursday, but we'll see. Till then, see you guys later.